Masterpiece.
Masterpiece, maybe. Master pain to read, definitely.
Well, he's dealing with deep, hard issues.
Yeah, but does he have to use such impenetrable language like being in the world and thrown aheadness?
You got a point there.
Martin Heidegger, next time on Philosophy Talk.
Da, da, da.
Listen to Philosophy Talk every Tuesday at noon on KSJE 90.9 FM, Farmington. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center. 10 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Monday morning, September the 21st. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Bicklin, and thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air in San Juan County, New Mexico, 103.3 FM if you're listening in the Durango, Colorado area, and of course streaming everywhere from our website, ksje.com. Welcome also to our viewers who are watching this visual radio program. We are streaming it live to the KSJE YouTube channel and to our Facebook page this morning, and through the miracle of technology, we're streaming on the KSJE Twitter account as well. So you can check us out over there at KSJE on Twitter. Coming up this morning on the program, my guest today from Presbyterian Medical Services will be talking about a virtual baby shower that is scheduled for later on this week. We'll share all the details with you coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Then, of course, next hour, don't forget, it's our local community information program about COVID-19, the coronavirus. San Juan Regional Medical Center President and CEO Jeff Bourgeois will be joining us with a live update from the hospital this morning. We're also going to be speaking with Justin Crossy. He's the Regional Administrator with the U.S. Small Business Administration about how the SBA is helping local small businesses, that and more, coming up this morning at 9 a.m. My co-host Megan Cullip and I will be here at that time live on YouTube and Facebook, our streaming program. It's a rebroadcast this afternoon on the radio, of course, at 5:06 p.m. on KSJE and KSJE.com. On the radio at 9, it's Roving with the Arts. Mick Hess hosts our classical music program. On this Monday, Mick is playing selections from Philip Glass and his album Songs from Liquid Days. You'll hear that coming up this morning at 9:06 on the radio on KSJE. We invite you, too, to follow us on Twitter and on Instagram, as well as our YouTube channel and Facebook page. And let's talk about the weather forecast. Mostly sunny skies today, but there has been a sprinkle passing through the area in the last hour or two. Today's high, 85 degrees in Farmington, 54 overnight tonight. More chances for showers tomorrow and cooler with a high near 80 on Tuesday. 53 overnight, back up to 84 with sunshine on Wednesday, 86 on Thursday, 85 with sunshine on Friday, and lower 80s again for the weekend and the beginning of next week. Well, let me turn to my guest who is here with me this morning from Presbyterian Medical Services. Amy Dixon is here. She is the Parent Education Administrator with PMS. And Amy, good morning. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Good to have you here to talk about this unique idea of having a virtual baby shower, and that's something that, of course, you've never done before because it's 2020.
Yeah.
So here we are. But tell me about this idea. What's the reason behind it?
So initially, we were thinking of, because at this time of year, we're usually out in the community doing outreach, meeting people face to face and enrolling new families. So we were trying to brainstorm, my staff and I, of what we can do to have that same feel, but safe.
Right.
So we were thinking, and then of course, I love entertainment. So I saw that Kelly Clarkson did a virtual baby shower, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a great idea.
Well, if she can do it.
Oh, yeah.
Why not you?
Of course.
Yeah, right.
So I spoke with the higher-ups, and I got the okay to go ahead and get it done. So
very good.
That's how it came about.
And so you talked a little bit about signing up families for what you do, and of course I neglected to mention that you are also involved and in charge of the home visiting program through PMS. And so this is kind of what you usually do, right? That gets you out into the people's homes in a normal year. Mm-hmm. These days you're doing it more virtually.
Yes. So our home visiting program is remote. We are working remote as well. So we're offering services through FaceTime, Zoom, or even telephonically. So we're calling our families and keeping in touch.
Very good.
Yes.
But this virtual baby shower is designed then to be similar to a baby shower because you've got all kinds of things planned that we would normally encounter at a regular face-to-face baby shower, although you can do it virtually this year.
Yes. So
tell me about some of those things.
So we will be playing games, the traditional baby games. Some of them will be altered, of course, to fit Zoom. And then we will be doing giveaways. We'll also be raffling a big prize at the end, which I won't announce unless you register. So.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You can't find out what it is.
Yes.
But it's big.
It is big.
Okay.
It's pretty big. And then every participant will get a goodie bag and a boxed lunch, which they can pick up at our office at 608 Riley Avenue. But in order to get that goodie bag, you have to, of course, register again. So.
Got you. And so you want folks to register by this Wednesday.
Yes.
The event is Friday.
Yes.
Beginning at 3 o'clock.
Yes,
On
3
Friday
p.m.
afternoon. So it's a Zoom. So once you register, you get all the Zoom credentials and information on how to do that.
Yeah.
And then you can pick up your goodie bag and your boxed lunch on Thursday.
Yeah, Friday.
Friday morning,
Yes,
right before.
Friday, right before the event. So
I got it.
Yeah, so once you register, I'll send you the Zoom link, and then I'll take your lunch order, and then Friday before the event at 1:30 p.m. is when we'll be doing a little break. 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. is when you can come up and pick up your
Goodie bag and your lunch.
Yes.
And then go home and
log on.
log on and enjoy your lunch while you're at the shower, right? Virtually. And that's the idea. And so the goodie bag is, again, a way to get the prizes and some of the goodies
Yes.
to the participants.
Yes, so there's a raffle ticket in the goodie bag, which will be for the big prize at the very end. And then in the goodie bag, there's gender-neutral materials such as beanies, receiving blankets, just a lot of things that a mother would need when
Right.
they're
Nice.
giving birth.
Very good. And so, and the folks that you want to sign up for this are new moms, right? Or
Yes.
new dads. I mean, dads can come too.
Yeah, of
It's not a
course.
women's only shower.
Yes.
Okay.
And once you log on, the whole family can be there if you wanted.
Right.
Just to get an idea. Because some of the women that have registered have said, oh, this might give me an idea for my new baby shower coming up. And I'm like, well, go ahead, run with it if
Yeah.
you need. So,
Yeah.
so it can be any expecting family. So it doesn't have to be your very first family, or it's any expectant family, and even if you've given birth, any new parents.
Okay.
Yes, even if you've given birth already.
They can do that. They can log on and be part of this as well if they've maybe got a, I don't know, month-old, 2-month-old, 3-month-old
Yes, that is
newborn
perfect.
in the
Yes,
house.
basically a newborn. Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's a free event, right? This is all free?
Absolutely free.
So the lunch is free, the goodie bag is free,
Everything is free.
the
We
games
just
and
need your
everything else
time.
is free. Right.
Yes.
And a little bit of time. You're maybe going 3 to 4:30, I think, is what you're planning
it's
to do,
just
right?
about an hour and a half, maybe less, just depending on. But it's 3:30 or 3 to 4:30 p.m. is
Right.
the time.
Excellent. And it's the PMS virtual baby shower this Friday, September 25th, 3 to 4:30 p.m., again online. And all the Zoom information will be given in that goodie bag when you pick it up on Friday earlier, about 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. And at the PMS office on Riley Avenue, which is, if you're not familiar, it's right up by City Hall,
Yes.
off of Municipal Drive and Airport Drive.
Yes, Airport Drive.
That's what I'm talking about. But that's how you find it. So that's where you can go. And you'll probably have a little drive-through way to
Yes.
give everyone their lunches and their goodie bags as they drive through.
Yep, we'll set up a tent. You can't miss it. It says PMS Children's Services. And we'll all be wearing our masks and just ready to hand you your goodie bags.
There you go. You're getting very good at setting up tents and doing drive-through events. All
Yes.
of us are. So
Oh, yeah.
that's the world we live in these days. But that's how you can do it. So that is coming up. Talk to me a little bit about the children's services that you work with and the home visiting program with PMS, because that's something again that's relatively new. I know it's been around for a while, but the
Yeah.
whole idea of maybe this one-on-one visiting or virtual visiting with parents, new parents, old parents, is really helpful. It's found to be very helpful, isn't it?
Yes, I feel like it is. It's helped me. I mean, I'm a parent as well, so I have a 2-year-old. So being in this position for about 5 years kind of helped me, like, oh wow, home visiting does work. So
Right.
what it is basically what I explain to parents when they're enrolling or they're inquiring about our program is that it's basically homeschool for babies from 0 to 3. So what we do is we focus more on positive parent-child interaction. So we like to support parents interacting with their child in a positive manner. We give them tips on potty training, just anything, weaning from the bottle, anything you can ever imagine. We will help you just to get tips on.
Right. And it's great to have that one-on-one. And you meet with these parents how frequently?
About twice a month, sometimes weekly, just
Okay.
depending on a parent and their schedule.
But I would think that could be very helpful for a new parent that has lots of questions and wondering, is this normal, or how is my baby developing? Is this the
Yes.
way where we should be at this point in the baby's life? All these different questions, right? If they're
Yeah.
a brand new parent, perhaps.
Oh, yes. Even if you have 3 children, each child is going to be different, and they'll have their concerns, which they don't necessarily. I feel like some parents are a little shy to ask their pediatricians.
Right.
So they'll ask us those little tiny questions like, my child did this, and this child is doing something completely different, and we just like to reassure and give them updates on the milestones, children's milestones, and stuff like that. So.
Right. And those milestones kind of do vary, don't they? Or, I mean,
They
there's not a
do.
set date in
Yeah.
stone necessarily, right? Each child kind of develops at their own pace, although most are at certain stages by a certain
Yeah.
age, or age range, I should say.
Yeah, most milestones are usually 18 to 24 months. There's a pretty big chunk in there.
Right.
So a child can do it right at 18 months or right at 30 months, which is depending on what the milestone is.
Right.
And
where
we
they
do
are.
also screenings, developmental screenings, to ensure that a child is right on track of where they need to be. And if a family is concerned, like let's say language, for example, my daughter isn't saying as many words as my first daughter. So we'll do a developmental screening and say, hey, look, your baby's right on track. They're not supposed to say 30 words for another 6 months. So
Right.
yeah, so we like to do that as well.
Right, which is helpful as well. And I guess it could maybe also look at something else maybe that's going on, like maybe there's a hearing thing or something else that could be causing the baby not to be as verbal as somebody else.
Yeah, so that's the great thing about those developmental screenings is that it does catch some things here and there, and then we'd refer out to our local early intervention agency.
Right, and many times those early things, if you catch them early, can be
Fixed.
dealt with and fixed and helped, and then the child is right going along like everybody else.
Exactly.
So there you go. My guest this morning, Amy Dixon, is here from Presbyterian Medical Services here in Farmington. And again, full disclosure, as I always say, when I have a PMS guest on the program, I'm a proud board member of Presbyterian Medical Services. So it's great to be able to talk about the work that PMS does in our community. And this virtual baby shower that's happening on Friday, Amy, you're going to have other guests too, doing some presentations for the folks that are the moms and dads maybe that are on the line for the shower.
Yes. So one thing that I wanted to do was use my own experience as well to kind of help communicate to the registrants of what our community offers. So when I had my child, I wasn't aware that San Juan Regional Medical Center had a lactation consultant and lactation specialist housed in the hospital when you give birth to give tips on breastfeeding and like latching and just all those important aspects that go into it. So we will have a lactation specialist from San Juan Regional Medical Center presenting on that helpful information. And WIC unfortunately wasn't able to be there due to trainings schedules that they have in place. So they did give us some stuff that we can give out to the participants.
Some information about the WIC program
Yes.
and what they do for families and new moms and things like that.
Yes, and helpful prenatal nutrition. So while the mom is still pregnant, some helpful tips on what they can be eating to help, develop the child's brain.
Right. Very, very good. And then you'll have some other folks from PMS there as well?
Us.
You,
So
right,
just home
and your
visiting.
staff?
Yes,
Right.
me and my staff will be there. I'll be facilitating the whole thing and then doing a presentation on home visiting and as well as the census and how important it is to make sure we get counted.
No kidding. That's something I noticed that they are kind of a sponsor of this
Yes.
shower, right, on
Yes.
Friday, San Juan County Counts. And so it's very important to make sure that we're all counted
Yes.
in the U.S. Census, because a lot of funds come our way, and I know funds for PMS are very census specific, right,
Yes.
as to how many families you're helping and how many people live in this area, and so that equals some dollars to be able to do the
Yes.
work that you're doing
Exactly.
at either low or no cost.
Yes, and it is very important, I think, to almost every business I would think, especially to the hospital where they get funded as well from the census. So I think that we'll be doing a little slight presentation on that.
Very good. I know my census friends will tell me everybody is impacted by the census, definitely. If we use public roads or public schools or public medical programs or things along that line, I mean, the census dollars really do filter into almost every way of life here in the Four Corners. So that's for sure. So I'm glad that you're going to do a little plug for the census, because time is getting short to respond if you haven't responded already. So we encourage everyone to do that. And so with your group then, if someone is thinking about maybe signing up for home visiting, what do they need to do? Just contact your office?
Yes. So actually, my contact information is already on the flyer. So all they need to do is just call me, email me, and say, hey, I'm interested in home visiting, or even just I'm interested in the virtual baby shower. That's all you need to do is just call, text, or email.
Okay. And I will share the phone number for our radio audience who is listening this morning. 505-469-8528 is the number to call. Again, 469-8528. And then the email address would be adrielle.dixon@pmsnm.org.
Yes.
So that's another way to do it. But that gives you all the information to get signed up. And again, you want folks to register by Wednesday, so you have a count. You can figure out how much lunch to order and all that stuff, and then start making your goodie bags to be picked up on Friday a little bit earlier, about 1:30.
Yes.
And the event will be at 3 o'clock.
Yes, virtually online.
Virtually.
So thanks to Pocket Stone, they'll be providing the lunch for us. So that's a new bakery in town, a local restaurant. So
very good.
We're happy to help out there as well.
Awesome. Well, excellent. Well, that's great. Well, anything else that we should mention about this virtual baby shower? That seems like a kind of cool idea.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping, depending on how this year goes, we can make it a yearly thing, possibly in person as well once we get to that point. But for now, we'll just see how it goes. And so far, we've had some pretty good registrants come and contact me.
Very good. And is there a limit that you have for the number of moms and that could be online?
No.
So
just
max it out, everybody.
Yes, max it out.
That's the idea. Wonderful. Well, Amy, thanks for coming in this morning to talk with me about this event and the work that you do at PMS. It's great to hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. That's Amy Dixon from Presbyterian Medical Services, my guest here on KSJE. Back with more in just a moment, everybody. The time right now is coming up on 8:26.
For